This week, Congress came within inches of letting one of America's most powerful intelligence tools go dark. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which allows warrantless collection of foreign targets' communications, hit a deadline and got only a 10-day reprieve. The question before us, should it be reauthorized without adding new warrant requirements? Our right debater says yes, our left debater says absolutely not.
We are at war. Right now, American forces are engaged against Iran. The Strait of Hormuz has only just cracked open again. And intelligence officials were in Congress this week warning that letting Section 702 lapse would mean going blind during an active conflict. That is not a hypothetical. Communications carriers privately told the Trump administration they would stop collecting data the moment the statute expired, creating real gaps that adversaries could exploit in real time. The CIA credits this program with rescuing American hostages overseas and stopping a terror attack at a concert in Vienna. The government says 702 data underpins a majority of the items in the president's daily intelligence briefing. This is not surveillance theater. Now, opponents will tell you the program sweeps in Americans' communications without a warrant. That is technically true and deliberately misleading. The target is always a foreign national overseas. When an IRGC commander in Tehran calls a contact, we need to hear that call. The 2024 reforms slashed warrantless U.S. person queries by 99.8%. The Justice Department's own Inspector General confirmed last year that the FBI is no longer engaged in widespread, non-compliant querying. The program is fixed, and demanding a warrant requirement now, while our troops are in the field, is not principle. It is recklessness dressed up as the Fourth Amendment.
My opponent says the program is fixed. The FISA court itself said the FBI's violations were persistent and widespread as recently as 2022, and in August 2024, DOJ overseers discovered the FBI had quietly been running a querying tool that bypassed every single safeguard Congress put in place in the 2024 reforms. Those reforms took months to enforce. And since then, the Trump administration fired all 3 Democrats from the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board, the very watchdog that was supposed to catch the next abuse. You cannot point to a compliance record and then eliminate the compliance referees. That is not a fixed program. That is a program operating on the honor system under an administration with a documented interest in surveilling its political opponents. Even if you set aside the documented abuse history, the constitutional problem is structural, and it cannot be reformed away without a warrant requirement. Section 702 allows the NSA, CIA, and FBI to collect the emails, texts, and phone calls of foreign targets without a court order, and then search through everything collected to find Americans' communications on the back end. The government ran nearly 350,000 surveillance targets in 2025 alone. The Fourth Amendment does not have a foreign intermediary exception. If the government wants to read an American's messages, it should get a warrant. That is not a radical position. It is the position that failed by a single tied vote in 2024. And here is what has changed since then. This administration has already shown it will use surveillance tools against journalists, political opponents, and protesters. Representative Jamie Raskin, who voted for the 2024 renewal, reversed course specifically because the safeguards that made the last vote defensible have been systematically dismantled. Reauthorizing 702 clean today is not defending national security. It is handing an unchecked surveillance weapon to an administration that has already demonstrated it will point that weapon inward.
My opponent's argument proves too much. She says the administration might misuse 702, but the entire intelligence community, including the CIA and NSA, depends on this tool to track foreign adversaries right now. We are talking about Iranian proxy networks, Chinese cyber operators hitting American infrastructure, fentanyl traffickers. Yes, there were FBI abuses. Those abuses have been documented, prosecuted, and the query volume is down 99.8%. You do not burn down the fire department because one firefighter committed arson.
One side says Section 702 is an essential reformed national security tool that cannot go dark during wartime. The other says reauthorizing it without warrant protections gives an already abusive administration a loaded surveillance weapon aimed at Americans. Congress has 10 days to decide.